Okay, welcome to episode 88 of my 248k run on a ribbon world with a 10 times science multiplier in this modded Factorio series. It has been a while. Let's do a bit of a scan of the ribbon and see about things that have changed in between and kind of the state of the base now, starting all the way out to the east where we added some more power grid, because I'm pretty sure we need more power grid. Each of these stellarators gives us, 2 megawatts. Yeah, 2 gigawatts. Yes, and then each of these things gives us 200 megawatts. So this bank is like the 2 gigawatts that balances the stellarators, and then each of these bricks is kind of the same as these two. So we've added like another 48, but kind of not really looking at how much the power the stellarator uses to generate that, so that's fine. All of that new power looks the same as previous power we've had, and we added some more of these ceramics, which are, drill bits being delivered by Logibot to these drills, which are crushed. We actually need to upgrade those modules. Those aren't doing everything they need to yet. I'm going into more ceramics with steam provided by this other stellarator. That's all this other stellarator does. Also put some steam on this train, which we're going to use in a bit. And yeah, same ceramics build we've seen before, so we just kind of, hacked all these pipes into position, and we're going to put the ceramics on trains. I don't think these... Oh yeah, these do have trains, because they're the same train system that we previously had, but we don't have enough trains to really be using these yet. Other things that changed, we're collecting some of this oil, because we're going to need that too in a bit. And then down here somewhere, we're next to where we're standing, we've just thrown in this new red chips build, which we're going to make work in a moment, because currently all of these train stations are not the correct train station names, so that things don't turn up. But let's finish looking at the rest of the things. What are you guys complaining about? Not having storage? Some? Okay, whatever, yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, we've got a bunch of new beacons here. Some tech's finished in between. Somewhere we finished this tier 2, tier 3 huge beacon support thing, which gives us more beacons. I think this gave us another 500 beacons. Yeah, so we've got beacon headroom to play with now, which is nice. We also finished the exotic stabilizers, 500,000 science. So now we're just ticking through this other 1,000,000 science, and then we're probably going to do this 1,000,000 science. So from getting this green line from where it is at the moment all the way across all of these things is going to take another 2,000,000 science. Yay. And then generally the state of the rest of the space is, I think we've actually got all of these. Are the labs? Yeah, we're currently kind of bottlenecked by maybe yellow science, but we do have quite a lot of that sitting around. And then also lab speed. We've got like a ton of space science. So let's just go and address that quickly by grabbing not the train stations, but every other roboport and lab and beacon, because we've got beacon headroom now as well. And we'll just slap that there, and bots will get around to building that. It's all still in the same Logi network. I think labs are in them all. I'm pretty sure ProdMod 3s are in them all, so that's fine. And yeah, then we're generally kind of... What are those belts? Sure, whatever. And we're kind of sad about red chips. Like this blue chips build needs red chips. Doesn't have red chips, is requesting red chips. We should make some more red chips, which is kind of what we're standing around here doing. So let's snap this off the grid, because we had it on the grid to build everything. Is that everything? No, it's still... Yeah, these ones over here need to disappear as well. Snap this thing off the grid so the Logibots don't run away. Is that... Yes. And if we check on the map, then yeah, we've got this sort of disjoint Logibot thing going on, which is nice. And then this hopefully doesn't have... Has it got 5 construction robots left? Yeah, we pulled some of the construction robots out. You can have the Logibots, that's fine. We need to start renaming these train stations so the trains will actually turn up. I'm starting with, that's actually too much for the station. We only want to have, yeah, like we're bringing in water as well because we don't really use all that much water. If we're not doing power grid things, and we're already bringing the crude oil in by train. Now that's the thing we're happy with. So we'll just bring in water by train as well. We've got, those are the west grid ones. We've got a bunch of east grid specific train stations, which means that the trains are just going to go backwards and forwards between. We can find this other train station. Yeah, here's okay, we don't have radar coverage on it. And we've got a bunch of pipes over here. They're putting water into these tanks, filling these two trains, which are the happy fast trains. We've got some dirty pond water, which we are then going to also take to and then empty. Yeah, these are the faster. I mean, you can see on the map those guys are pretty fast. They don't need fuel, which is nice. And because we've got these very large east grid train stations, yeah, this one is also going to need it. Otherwise, it's going to. Yeah, because we've got these very large east grid train stations, we're not going to have these trains running all the way back to the main grid, and so these, we've got water now. Yeah, this is going into the water. Yeah, and then down here we've got some oil, which is the station that's over here. So let's go and do this as well. And yeah, these trains are 200,000 water, emptying with double pumps pretty quickly. I'm not concerned about the rate at which that water arrives. And this one has got a oil limit. Yeah, because we want to be. There's a very large east grid crude station, so we can have that being the request kind, and then somewhere, yeah, these collection of pump jacks are also on this very large east grid rail thing. Have crude, so we can turn this thing into. Again, just full to empty, and none of these things need fuel, so that's nice. And now we probably have, yeah, so all these refineries are turning on because they're just doing the regular, not even mod-specific oil processing, they're just doing oil processing. These ones, we've got the coal in, these are doing the coal liquefaction. We've got enough heavy oil because all the stuff is running now, but the thing we don't have is the steam, which was also why we're putting steam on that other train. And then this steam over here is, yeah, checking steam, so that's nice. And then there's a very large east grid steam station set up, which we're also going to use. And I'm pretty sure that over here, yeah, by this stellarator, we've got, yeah, some full steam tanks. Train with steam on it, it's fine. Let's add the steam request, again just full to empty because we don't need to be particularly specific. And then, yeah, each train is turning up with 200k fluid, and then the silo has 500k storage volume. And so this station checking one silo has less than 200k steam means that these trains will always be able to empty by the time they turn up, so that's fine. So we've now got all of these refineries running as well, which is nice. So we can now turn up at the actual red chips part of this red chips build, because the petrochem was like exactly the same as the previous red chips one we've seen. I don't actually know if the gas is going to keep up, but never mind. So yeah, we've got a lot more beacons in here. We're making red chips in kind of this bit of this build, and then we've got a very similar plastic thing to in the other cases of the red chips, but we've got a bit more beacons around it. We're making plastic a bit faster. It's probably fine. We've got a train station here that wants to be ceramics, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So we are not going to worry about, like, we're not going to have East Grid specific ceramic stations. There we go, that's the train station I want. Any train can turn up from any part of the grid and deliver these ceramics, which is fine, but I don't actually think we have enough trains to be moving the ceramics we want around yet. So let's just have a couple more trains. These are the 248K specific, like high-end, fancy, doesn't even need fuel, doesn't even have a fuel tab. Yeah, they're going to go fast, and they also have larger train capacities, which is nice. Can I grab a schedule from, yeah, one of these ceramics trains? Yeah. So you also, this train doesn't need to worry about pausing for fuel. You can just go and do things, and then I should have taken the thing again. Never mind, it's not that hard to do. Yeah, trains that have ceramics, and so we now have, I think, 6 trains? That's the composites, it's not the ceramics. Yeah, we should now have 6 trains that are moving around these ceramics, and also these increased wagon sizes means that these might end up sitting here, waiting for their full condition more if this ceramics node doesn't have all the ceramics that these trains need, which is fine because it's going to force at least some of the trains to wander over to this ceramics, which we'll hopefully start using at some point. Maybe we even give that more trains, whatever. Yeah, and then we're going to need to do the same thing with the red chips. The coal I did want to do differently, didn't we? I think we'd worry about that later. Because the other thing we are doing differently to the other red chips nodes so far is we're also just making the green chips for the red chips in this node. I'm using the Star Engine fancy fluid metal stuff, for which we need to bring in these trains. This is the iron train station, so let's find, please, outrageous iron, and then we should have one of these trains turn up and just put iron in this train station, which is, yeah, already nicely lined up and connected to this thing. Lining all this up took a while and was kind of annoying. We just built over the uranium, it's fine, which means that this one is probably the copper one. Yes, and yeah, these trains are also turning up, delivering 800,000 iron and 800,000 copper in one go, so I don't even mind this copper station. Yeah, I don't even mind just having these 2 stations in even the same rail segment and even overlapping where these trains should be, because I think these trains are going to stop by so rarely that it just won't matter. And yeah, now we should see everything start to kick off. I think that's everything we've got. We've got the ceramics turning up by train. We've got some storage chests in here that the Logibots can move things around. We have 350 Logibots in the network, and they're not all being used, so that's nice. And we have red chips. So we've got a bunch of red chips happening. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to make sure that, yeah, I wanted this splitter to be input priority on the left. Don't get hit by trains, and then this one to be input priority on the right, because this coal is 21 million and this coal is 65 million. So if there's a choice, and all of this might back up depending on whether or not any of these tanks fill or whether or not we're using all of it or whatever, yeah, these 2 blue lines get evenly balanced, and then I would rather take from the larger patch, and then this is also preferably taking from the larger patch, and maybe this backs up, who knows? We're not really going to worry about it. And yeah, things I like about this red chips build is it seems to be larger than the previous one. Every single one of these assemblers is hit by 8 beacons, other than where we've got roboports in the middle, and there's also some charging stations through the middle because Logibots are still going to need all of that. But yeah, then we've got a separate logistics request chest for each of the things going into the red chips, and so each of these 1 stack inserters deals with one kind of resource that the red chips need. So hopefully these things are not not insert a bottleneck, and it doesn't look like they are. These coils are going super fast, and so we've got maybe two stack inserters providing copper, 4 stack inserters taking copper out, so that's probably fine. And then these chests are doing double duty as both copper and plastic requesting chests. And so we've got some buffers to fill up there. I'm stuck on some part of this, whatever. Yeah, we've definitely got some buffers to fill up, and we've got a bunch of these Logi robots that are sitting around waiting for things to go. But I think all of this is probably, like, we're making all of this copper and iron, and I think we're even making green chips faster than this node is turning them into red chips, which is also fine, because all of these things can just back up. Yeah, like currently we are, and this is probably also, we are hitting the bots harder than we need to at the moment, because we are requesting all of the green chips into various places, turning them into red chips, even just as those green chips start to exist. So that's fine. The thing is, these are not yet even have red chips train stations, and we need to kind of do that. And we're not going to bother limiting these things, but I think what we are going to do to encourage some trains to turn up over here is we're also just going to have more trains. That was the wrong way around, wasn't it? It needs to go this way. That's the way those trains go. Okay. Do I limit these trains? I think I might. Maybe only to there, because we do have, yeah, not having thought about where these other train stations are going, we could have more trains turning up and just, yeah, these increased delivery sizes might cause us problems in other train stations if we weren't necessarily expecting the storage that those things are going to entail. But we need to, yeah, we need to take those red chips to all the places that they need to be, like this blue chips, which is straight up just sad, and then also, are our beacons sad? Yeah, these beacons aren't even running yet, and they're running down the fuel, and the beacons might die if we run out of fluid, so that could be a problem. These ones are also out of red chips. Yeah, we are sad about not having red chips. So let's go all the way to the other end of the ribbon where the other places we're making red chips are, and yeah, you've only got, you know, you're not a full train, but you can take the red chips to somewhere they need to be, and we'll do something with them, and the same there. And then, where's the other? That one's blue chips. This one is red chips. These guys are, yeah, also only have a small number of red chips to be moving around. That's not what I wanted to be doing there at all. What I really wanted to be doing there was finding one of those trains and grabbing the train schedule and putting it on these trains. So all of these are just, yeah, do we have red chips? Can we take the red chips somewhere? And these guys are taking the red chips to the main Chaos Mall, which is nice. We're still actually apparently manufacturing labs. Okay, fine. I have another 4 trains that I could put somewhere. Let's have another one of these red chips trains, and yeah, you're just going to sit there, right, until you have full cargo, and full cargo is going to be larger than a regular wagon, but also it's fine. And yeah, so having more trains moving red chips around is kind of fine, because we got to move them around anyway, but also because each of these things have a station limit of 2, that will hopefully help move these things. I do actually have enough for another ceramics wagon, so I might do that as well. Yeah, we'll try to make sure that we're using the red chips from all the different stations, even though these stations aren't checking whether or not there's enough red chips here, just by having so many trains that they all have to go to different stations. And it does look like we're backing up this coal, which is nice, because it means we're going to use the larger coal first. So yeah, it doesn't look like any trains are coming, so we can just throw together another one of these things here, which also, you know, doesn't use any fuel. That's kind of nice. And then are we using... We don't have a ceramics train here yet. Maybe we're using that ceramics, maybe we're not. The other ceramics trains are going to be over here, so let's, yeah, have ceramics. And yeah, so now we should have, more, that's also the wrong way, and we should have more ceramics trains than can actually go to... Yeah, so each of these two ceramic stations have train limit of 2, but we've got 7 trains. So at most 4 of those trains can be here, and also this will just fill up because these ceramics trains are, yeah, just trying to fill their stuff with a factory that's kind of struggling to get that to work. So the only other place those other 3 ceramics trains could possibly go is to the new ceramic stations, which are, yeah, they're getting stuff done now. That's all working fine. So, success. We are making more red chips. Yeah, we'll just kind of continue. I think it's going to take a while to resaturate all the various buffers of... let's go back to the core. Why? Whatever. I think it's going to take a bit of time to resaturate these buffers of... Like, having red chips here is great, but these stations are not going to deactivate for... Okay, so they're deactivated at the moment because there's a bunch in, like, this chest and in these chests, but also these requests are... Yeah, I think we're going to have to put a bunch of red chips in a bunch of places, which is kind of fine. And also the thing is... The red chips themselves haven't necessarily been... Like, our production has still been 10,000 red chips for the last 10 hours. Like, what is 10? A yellow belt is 15 a second, so it's like 900 a minute, so 10,000, we're looking at something like 4 or 5 red belts of red chips, which is nice. It's just not as many as we needed, and also 10 hours. We haven't actually bumped the red chip production significantly in, like, over the last 10 hours. And so now we've bumped it to, 18,000. Okay, that's a good node. That's nearly... Yeah, because that was one node coming online, which is an indication that that one node is doing significantly more work than either of... That's the blue chips. Yeah, there's this red chips node, which is, you know, doing what it can, you know, cool, good job, I guess. There's also this red chips node, yeah, and then, yeah, different beacon patterns, which I don't think are hitting... Yeah, these... Oh, and it was also inserter bottlenecked, wasn't it? There were a variety of issues with this pattern that I didn't really like, and it's also not making its red chips, and also it's still getting iron and copper from traditional smelting things like this, which we are not doing anymore. We are getting, yeah, the new red chips. I wanted to move on and do other things, but we're not still talking about the red chips. Oh well. Are using all the Star Engine stuff, which is cool, but we'll have complications we'll have to talk about in a bit. So I think one of the other things that might happen is we might straight up just grab this entire thing to make even more red chips and slap it like over here or something next to this other coal, because then we can mine this coal, which is one of the things we still can't do with a Star Engine. And can we get 4 belts out of that? Maybe. Do we need 4 belts? Is this moving? This one's not moving. These aren't really moving, which means we might be able to get, once all of these buffers fill up, it looks like we're using 1, 2, and so maybe we can get enough coal out of this to copy this entire thing to here, but we don't want to do it with a copy paste, because that means that all these train stations will immediately copy across. Also, we want to be able to do it with visibility, whereas what we would rather do is do it with a blueprint, so that all these train station names don't move, and then we can build it on the grid. And we've still got some boxes here of just like a bunch of other stuff that will help us build it, and then take it off the grid before trains turn up. Are there still there are still red ships train stations that, because like the red ships should be doing this kind of thing, in the sense that this train station turns off because we've got enough ceramics here, and so the fact that there are red ship stations still active means we have not saturated those red ships buffers yet, so hopefully we can get to a place where that happens. But yeah, so let's go and look at, hopefully the rest of this is doing everything that it needs to. I think there were a couple of things we turned off that were, yeah, to kind of alleviate, and then we are, yes, we're back up to this other labs build has finished, which is nice, and then we are actually, oh, short on yellow science. Interesting. Maybe that was also where we needed the more red chips, but I think these were, oh, we're short on LDS now. This upgrade, yeah, this upgrade here from Prod Mod 3s, we actually don't have all the Prod Mod 3s we need yet, is we are no longer upgrading them to Stokes 3s because that was super expensive when we didn't really have the red chips, and we also needed the Prod Mod 3s to do builds. So that's off at the moment, which I'm not super happy about. One of the other things that we turned off was this kind of ore buffering thing, although we're short on LDS now, which is not a thing I was expecting. I was expecting to be short of red chips, because somewhere over here we've got, yeah, a pile of space probes that we need to be launching to get all that ore, which we need later, we don't need yet, that we got rid of, yeah, we got rid of the, request to bring in these probes, which we're going to put back, because I want to be making more of this ore again, even though we are currently, oh, we're currently short on rocket fuel and LDS. That, I think, is a thing that I'm fine with, unless it's train supply. Is it just train supply? So I think the only place we're making LDS at the moment is all the way out here, where we do in fact have all of the LDS we need. So maybe it is just train supply. Train limit 1 out of 2, train limit 0 out of 2. Let's just go and put some more trains down and bring LDS in. That's going to be the thing we do. Over here we've got, yeah, a lot of trains, and then also a lot of train wagons. And these things are also kind of expensive. We even, yeah, we're getting productivity bonuses on train construction, because those things are actually kind of expensive. So these two silos are not going to have this new ore payload that we kind of had and then took away and have just kind of put back. And then the space science silos are in a different part of the base. But let's have some more LDS bringing trains, which may as well be... are we just going to make these... I don't think we limit these at all. I think these, we just have these be just, hey, here are giant, large LDS trains, so that we can, yeah, they're even further away, isn't it? Yeah, reasons, and this is actually the train we want to grab as well. But we also don't need to wait for fuel. Just go to places that have LDS, and also you don't need to wait for fuel, and go to places that have LDS. Because I think there are also, in addition to a couple of other random red ship builds around the place, there are these other older traditional plastic, copper, steel LDS builds as well, and so all this is going to get a bit weird now, because these station limits are configured for having enough, yeah, this train is going to be stuck here for a while now, because it's going to take all this LDS, but then also this train limit was configured to... Maybe we just change this to... Yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't think I can. Because... You actually had enough the LDS to actually fill that thing. Okay, fine. Because I think we're going to run into, yeah, train allocation problems, the disadvantages of having the stacker on the grid, as it were. But we've got, yeah, whatever. That's all fine. There are other things to do. We've got some more trains. We've extended the labs, so now we've gone from... that's still the red chips, which is a problem I am claiming is fixed without it actually having a look at whether or not... Actually, let's... I mean, this one, this red chip situation over here is kind of important, because these 3 beacon cores need to not stop, because otherwise the base dies, because the beacons stop boosting. So we do in fact have red chips over here, so these guys are going to keep making energy, so that's good. And that's also one of the other reasons why we've got red chips over this side of the base now, so that these beacon cores will be one of the closer things and closer to like the main mall and the other thing that's also asking for red chips. Okay, so red chips sorted. Yeah, I was looking at the rate at which science was happening, because I'm expecting to see that having gone up as well. And yeah, we've gone from maybe 900 science per minute to nearly 2,000 science per minute, which is, you know, kind of what we wanted to see. We just threw all those labs in. That's good. Yeah, let's get rid of... Yeah, sure. So I think most of the rest of the base was still running at maybe 1,500 science per minute, which is maybe why we've now got this kind of yellow science deficiency. But those red chips, and especially red chips from the Star Engine fluid stuff, which we are now actually hitting again, because I guess we took a bunch of iron and copper out, because we're now turning into all of these red chips, so these Star Engines are running again, which is nice. The other resource we haven't actually upgraded in a while, which I am now a little bit concerned about, is this one? Yeah, these two here are the only places we're actually making hydrofluoric acid in the entire base, and we kind of need to do better, because everything else is scaling up, and we've still got this weird old unbeaconed acidic water processing, because we've got all this acidic water coming out as a byproduct that we need to deal with. But the thing about this that makes it complicated is this is a process that uses dirty water, and this train is trying to find dirty water and not finding it, so we do need to do that differently, because the thing is, the dirty water comes from ore processing. Where is it? Is it down here? Yeah, here's a place where we're making dirty water when we are processing steel and when we are processing other things that give us slag. All of these guys are, yeah, they don't have the purifiers in here anymore. These guys are making dirty water, and it's not enough. And also, we're also using the dirty water to make the lithium. This is lithium? I think this is lithium. This number is also 19. I think that's bigger than it was previously, which is good, but it's also got a long way to go. I just want to kind of keep a track on that and see how far we get by the end of the episode. The lithium we also need down here to make the rich powder that makes the rich water that makes gold and things like that. So all of this I need to do slightly differently, because we don't have the dirty water we need to yet, and we also need this acid. I think are we making it here? We're not making it here, we're training it in. Yeah, we're using the solution canisters. Yeah, so I think this wants to happen differently. And fortunately, I have a plan for having that happen differently, which starts with some weird stuff. So first of all, I guess I do this thing first? Yeah, sure. We are going to take... All the trains we use now are going to be these fancy new tanker wagon things that don't need fuel and just go super fast. We are going to go over to one of the other Star Engine setups with a new train. Do I actually have... I don't think I have any of the stuff I need to actually build this, but probably it's in part of a grid, so it's probably fine. I think these... Are these what I think they are? Yeah, they are. They're Logibots when items arrive, but because we had storage for a certain amount of LDS, but we're now giving it larger trains, these Logibots aren't finding places that they are able to... Oh, well, you're not... there's other storage there. I don't have no idea what your problem is at all. You just determined to put your storage here. Oh, I guess it's, yeah, okay, it's filtered to another thing, yeah. It's fine, though, because these Logibots, we haven't run out of Logibots here. They're just going to sit here, and then when these silos make more space science, which is also currently fine, they'll just request more, and we are currently... Are we low on RCUs? I was not expecting to be low on RCUs, but I was also open to being low on RCUs. Oh, we are. Fascinating. Maybe that's because we are low on blue chips? No, we're just, yeah, we are now ticking along at the rate of this. Oh, hey, we've got more. We have our, except I can't build them here because they're in their own dedicated grid. Cool, moving on, whatever. We're going to do the thing we were going to do, which is, yeah, this train is going to be in the way for a bit. This star engine here is a star engine that makes lithium. Yeah, this is lithium, which is a thing we need as a fusion fuel. All of... Where's an example of this? Oh yeah, there's actually a power grid here. All of these power grids are lithium and protium. Protium there, and then another lithium here. And so the plan is we're going to use this lithium-making star engine to also provide lithium to the... Where is this build? This build down here? Yeah, to provide lithium here instead of using this dirty water, so that this build no longer depends on the dirty water from elsewhere, and is no longer pulling the dirty water out for that stuff. And to do that, the thing is, it's not this lithium fluid, it's a different lithium. Yeah, this one is lithium 7, this one is lithium 6, and I can see why the mod makes it different, although the practical implication of this is something about the condensing to a crystal and then crushing it and liquefying is somehow we're adding an extra neutron to every nucleus, but don't worry about it, it's fine. What we want is... Actually, it is the same lithium train. No, it isn't. No, this is the... Yeah, we currently don't have a lithium train of this star engine lithium, which is the kind we need to take somewhere else. So we do actually need to do what we're about to do, which is good. Where can we put... Can we put another... I reckon we can probably fit a train station in here. We could also fit a train station in... I'm just trying to figure out where we can go without needing too many more signals. And apparently I have bots with me, which is nice. Okay, fine. And I don't think we need... I don't think we're going to need all that much lithium. But do I have... I do have a train station. This is going to be... Like, we have a fluid lithium. Do I have... What did I call that other train station? And does it matter? Have atom lithium. Cool. Where... Alphabets. Alphabets are difficult. We don't want this kind of lithium. We want... yeah, whatever. We're just going to call this have lithium with a different... With the... Yeah, it's distinct. It's ambiguous and annoying, but I don't think I'm going to have all that many problems with it, because this is probably the only thing I'm doing with this lithium. We've got a signal there, so it's fine, and then this can just reconnect on the grid here and also be fine, and then have a rail signal here and also be fine. And then we just need to have... and I think at some point my bot's going to stop building this stuff because I don't think I have all these parts, but I think I should have them in... I think I should have them... I had to flip it around. I think I should have them in the grid somewhere. I don't have them in the grid somewhere. Okay, cool. Because this is all still rail grid. Okay, some of it we had in the rail grid. And then... Yeah, what's even going on in here? We need a tank here, and I think I only pump out an overflow. there, and then there, sure, whatever. And then we can just have... all of these guys are going to be kind of annoying. Do I not have... whatever. It's probably fine. Things I am not even going to... yeah, here we go. Bots are turning up and helping me with these things. And then give these guys some power, and that should... eventually all of this should turn up and just get its thing done. And... yeah, then that's right. Yeah, then I wanted... because... I mean, technically this lithium source is more important to give it to the train that does all of the fusion fuel stuff. But... lithium... I mean, this one is also kind of important. Is it the lithium 6? Lithium 7. Okay. Lithium 7 greater than, say, 18,000. Because this is going to end up just full all the time, because Star Engine stuff. And it's also, I think there's a pump in here as well. Yeah, there's a pump in there. I can see the arrow. So we're going to be making this nearly all the time at the rate at which this is... in fact, things we should do, just to help this throughput, is also have pump here. Just to make sure that this tank is full the whole time. And why are you not... did I not actually... did I delete that? Do the bots not have it? That's going to be kind of annoying. Whatever, we're going to worry about that later. So, the next thing we need to do is this train, which I was kind of hoping we'd have... yeah, it's going to be fine. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, while we're waiting for that train to fill with lithium, is to bring that train down here somewhere and kind of replace this setup. And in fact, we can probably just put it... there's some belts underground here that we don't need. Yeah, we can... This is one of those train stations that we are probably using rarely enough that we can just slap it on the grid. Is it... actually, it's also only two wagons long, so we don't even need to worry about where this thing would usually go, because it's going to fit anyway. And is... yeah, we throw it there, we get rid of these poles because all of these are already powered, and then this train station is also going to be train limit 1, but we're never going to have more than one of these trains anyway, and instead of this, have lithium, I think I called it, yeah. We're going to turn this into a request of lithium. And so yeah, so we are, I don't even think I care about this being full empty or not, but we probably do need to circuit condition those together, and we've already got 75,000 lithium here. So let's just go to this lithium request station that we just defined. Spelling is still hard. Full empty. Let's go. So this is going to free this. Yeah, using this lithium. Once we put in more, let's actually take a copy of this while we're here. Using this source of lithium is going to free us, or is going to free the rich powder, rich water process from the need to be using dirty water all the time, because we've got this other source of lithium. But then, because it's not that, yeah, it's not just that we need to it's not just that we need to conserve the dirty water, it's also that because we're using the Star engines, the amount of dirty water we have for all of this is just rapidly disappearing. We're just not going to have all of that. Which one is it? Is it 7 or 6? It's 7, okay. Yeah, we're just not going to have all of the dirty water that we previously did, so we need a fairly different way of making that happen. And this is, yeah, it's going to be fine. Yeah, because we're currently making... Are we still going to be having... Are we... I mean, we're still getting dirty water out, aren't we? But we can also just straight up purify it now. Like, I don't think I care about these things at all at this point. We can just... is this... Oh, this is also a distinct rubber port. Yeah, this is... but I can save these ones. So we can just purify all of this. This lithium that we were previously making, we are no longer making this way. We were also requesting it in because there is lithium happening in the main ribbon grid, because this is another spot where we have broken off the grid to be doing specifically these Logibot things, which is fine. But we need to bring in this kind of lithium. I think we may as well just do... I mean, let's just do this here as well, I guess. But it's not going to be the lithium from purification. It's going to be the lithium from Star Engine. So that's going to be... is that even in like straight up just the right place? Not quite. It's going to go to here. Okay, so let's have that there. We need to go and get some more pipes, which is going to be a little bit of a shame, but never mind. I also don't think that I have... Oh, I have one of those pipes. Okay, whatever. And then we need... I also only have 2 stack and sodas. Okay, so we're going to do that. Oh yeah, because we had... Yeah, sure, whatever. So we need to bring a couple more pipes in, and then this thing is going to just be making all the lithium we need, and providing a massive supply of lithium, which is going to be fine, and then... I don't need to be importing lithium anymore. In fact, I think that means that the lithium by the dirty water, which is by the steel, which is not that far, which is this thing, I don't think I need this lithium here at all. I think we can just get rid of that and then have this as the dirty water supply, and then because we're making lithium here, or at least will be once we get that pipe in place. Actually, you know what we can do? This bit of the grid is the main grid, so we can just have bots build some pipes there, which I will then pick up and move to the other place. A lot of these I don't think need to be here anymore, because we're not going to need as much lithium, because the only thing that the lithium does in the main grid is, I think there's some... Is that the right way around? Yes. I think there's some, like, lithium batteries and stuff like that. So this is going to get lithium batteries... I was only doing with 2 stacks, whatever. Yeah, this is going to get lithium from the Star Engine source into, and then we don't actually have the Star Engine source yet because I needed those pipes. This is going to get lithium from the Star Engine source into the main grid, where we can use it for things like lithium batteries. This hop over the wall is also fine. So yeah, so now we're bringing in the Star Engine lithium. We are going to fill these 2 boxes with lithium because it's pretty fast, isn't it? Yeah. 500 every 6 seconds. That's way more lithium than we need. So we're going to fill up those 2. We will provide it via this hop back to the main grid, which is fine. So now the rich powder doesn't depend on dirty water, but I think we want to address our lack of dirty water thing even more severely, in a slightly different way. And the plan I have... I don't think I have the stuff to do this yet. I'm also facing the train the wrong way. Yeah, and because we're moving all the copper and the iron and the steel away from smelting processes and towards Star Engine processes, I don't think that I want... Give me some of these. Give me some of these. Give me some of these and some pumps. Is that? I think that's mostly... We got train bits still. Yeah, I think the plan now, and we'll just go and do this thing rather than talking about it and then immediately doing it, is... It did strike me that there are a couple of places where we are still doing dirty water stuff, where we will continue to be doing dirty water stuff because we also can't get aluminium out of the star engine. And hey, black hole's at 21%. We have moved 2% through in the time that we have checked it, which is nice. Yeah, we've got somewhere in here is a pile of dirty water that's happening that was previously self-contained, but also we will continue to need a ton of ceramics and ceramic composites for a ton of things like this. And so the plan is, can we... I kind of need to get rid of these two poles, because I think there's no pipe here, we're not using that. The dirty water comes through here. If I can do something like... If I can have pipes like so... not that way, they need to be here. Then... And can we also have, like, actually power the things? Yeah, so now with these pumps, actually, they specifically need to be not there, they need to be there. Because this reattachment will allow me to have, say, down... Am I going to have it? I mean, it's going to be a bit annoying trying to figure out how to make this have all the space. But yeah, the thing we're thinking about now is somewhere in the fancy acid build. Was that... Here's the fancy acid build. We needed dirty water coming out to make the fluoride to make this kind of acid. But we're also rebuilding this entire node so that we can beacon this... Yeah, so that we can increase this capacity, because this is going... Yeah, this capacity is going down. This is an issue. And then also, yeah, we want more throughput, and we also want... I'm making... Oh, interesting. This is a thing we're going to need to do differently. We're going to need to, like, this one needs to go away, and then we need to... Wait, we don't need this at all, because we're doing this in the other place. Okay, things we're not even going to worry about yet. Yeah, instead of training a bunch of dirty water around the place, I think the plan is going to be... We have assemblers here. Where is making the fluoride, and then putting this water somehow back in here. And can I make both of these fit is going to be interesting. So this apparently also needs to disappear. And then can we get this stuff out? Okay. You know, we can't actually... Yeah, we can't rotate this because we've already got the things turning up in the other direction. So we're kind of breaking this node for a bit while we figure out how this works. I also didn't bring nearly enough belt, but we can... upgrade these guys for me. And I should still be in the main bot network, so bots should just be able to turn up and do this for me. So if this comes out here... Then we can do... unless we want to... Maybe just bring it out... Maybe just like this way. How fast do these things actually make it? They make 5 per second, but also, actually, how much of these things kick out? We've got speed 2, speed 2, speed 2, also speed 2. So we've got 8 total craft weight, which means we are making 800 dirty water a second, and I would like to capture all that as fluoride if we can, and these are processing 500 a second unless I do something like this. So now we... Oh wait, crafting speed as well. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. We are now going to be capturing all of the dirty water as fluoride, I think. And that means we are getting out 6, 7. Maybe this does actually need to be red belt. That would be a bit of a shame. But also not really a problem. Because we just upgrade all of that. Put a pole here. Put a pole here. How do we get... Because the other thing we have to do is figure out how to dance this... I think we do it... I think we do a thing like so. Yeah, and then this can go out here. Can it go out here? There's another pole on the way. Cool. Okay, so this is a way that some of the stuff can get out. Yeah, I think we've got... Yeah. No. That actually doesn't work at all. Unless... Yeah, okay, so we've got to move this pole to here and have this underground going here. And now... things... Oh, the ceramics node stopped. That's why all of this broke. Okay. I am fine with that. Okay, but what we want to do now is tie this... Yeah, so this is why we've got pumps in here now, and why we're putting things in a chest. Because these pumps can now check that we have a certain amount of fluorine, say more than, I don't know, 600, in each of the chests that they're looking at. And yeah, now we are hopefully capturing all the fluorine, all the dirty water from these nodes as fluorine, and we've also got a way of getting it out to somewhere down here where we can put another train station. And then the question is, do I want more fluorine than that? And I think I do, because we want to expand massively the amount of hydrofluoric acid we're making. And so one of the reasons for doing it in amongst a pattern that was kind of a reusable pattern that we have in a couple of other places is now we can also blitz these power poles, blitz these power poles, and hopefully just like slot this in here. So we've depowered a bunch of stuff, which is fine, but the bots are all going to bring this back, and now we have another place where we are also preferentially getting out... I mean, there are some failure modes here. If this doesn't keep up with the amount of fluorine we're making, then we could also accidentally throttle this whole build to the rate at which these things are processing fluorine, because these pumps won't run, so we won't run this purifier and these things won't get the clean water they need. But also, whatever, I'm fine with it. Actually, the other pretty important thing that I'm quite sure about but I need to check is that this thing is water neutral. Yeah, 50 dirty water in, 50 water out. So this purification was a closed loop of 100 dirty in, 100 clean out. These ones are also going to conserve the total amount of water we have here, which is important to make sure we don't need to top that up at any point. But we should now have... Yeah, we've got these two belts, and we need to put another train station somewhere. What does fluorine stack to? Stacks to 50. Fluoride. That's not super useful. I would have liked it to stack to more. Especially as we need to... Yeah, I guess we put it down... I guess we put a train station down here. Yeah, sure. Let's grab... I'm just going to put... Sure, why not? I see no downsides to this whatsoever. And then we can have another one like here and just go, hey, I'm a train station. Somewhere we've got something that looks like a splitter pattern that will put things on a train, which is fine. Oh yeah, we should probably also have a train station. These trains are also going this way, which is a situation that's fine. I think I probably only need one train station for this stuff. But also let's make sure that the inputs are coming from the correct side. Also this pole here kind of did matter. Oh well. So yeah, we can... also, some of these are blue belt. I don't think I need blue belt. I think we're just going to have red splitter there, and then all we do is pipe... yeah, probably all... I mean, whatever. Maybe that keeps up, maybe it doesn't. I think it's a thing we worry about later, because there are also... like, there's this fluorine capture we're now doing. We could squirrel a thing in here as well if we wanted and just belt it all the way around. Then, as well as that ceramics composite, there's also this ceramics composite. So there are ways of getting out... okay, when it's running, so I guess we need to make sure that we're still using all of this stuff. There are ways to get out a decent volume of this stuff. Which is, you know, one of the important concerns. Where are we getting... and yeah, we're just going to belt this to where it needs to go. It's probably fine. Let's actually bring it down here. And then get rid of all of that stuff. Because the other reason why I wanted to do this particular upgraded acid build in this episode is we also kind of haven't looked at, like, I think last episode ended with me saying, hey, let's rebuild the other acid, and I have done that, but we haven't seen it yet. So part of the goals here are to do that in the same place, actually for a couple of reasons. Are we going to be able to... it's not quite going to fit. Okay, sure. Okay, so now we've got fluorine on a train. It's going to annoy me. Okay, so we can have... when all these bots eventually get here and bring this stuff in, we will have a train with probably less than 2 red belts of fluorine. I think it's going to be whatever rate these guys are making stuff, but also it's fine. And then suspension wagons is the thing I want. We can put a train there. We can put... yeah, so now we've got a train station with a potentially large amount of fluorine, which is nice. I'm pretty sure the bots had a bunch of fluorine when they were tidying up the belts and stuff. So let's just have the bots... oh no, it's going to be on a train, isn't it? Because if we're... I think we were building... yeah, we were just building this red chips, which means the train is here, which means this wagon received the fluorine because it went into these storage chests. Oh well, whatever. Okay, so we've got a train that has fluorine on it. I mean, that was harder than typing have, but whatever. Is it fluorine? I guess we'll find out whether or not it's fluorite. It's fluorite. Cool. So we've got a train that has fluorite, and we've got ways of increasing the amount of fluorite that this thing has if we need to. But we do need to bring speed modules. Do we have... we should have... yeah, I think you just go back to the build and then back to the very large east grid, which is where we were, because then you will probably be bringing the speed modules we need to get that done. Why are you not... because this processing node has also just been full of ceramic composite. So one of the other things we need to make sure we're doing is just continuing to use ceramic composite, and that might actually, yeah, we might need to be capturing fluoride from more places because we're actually not hitting the ceramic composite hard enough to be making all of these work full time, which is going to be interesting. But also don't actually know how much fluoride we need, so that's also going to be a thing. And then, yeah, then we wanted to take this down to the acid node, because one of the things about... Do I actually have chem plants on me? No. Do I have chem plants? I probably have chem plants in this grid somewhere, because we were just doing... maybe we don't. Okay, fine. Let's get in this train and take it to a place where we can do a new acid build. Yeah, we kind of want you to... Actually, does it matter? Probably doesn't matter. I probably could have taken any other train. Yeah, sure, whatever. Why? Yeah, whatever. Because... Do I have chem plants in this grid? I don't have chem plants in this grid either. Okay, we're going to need to go and do that. Okay, give me this. Wait, no, I need to put that somewhere else before I put this back. Okay, because the thing we want to make is this fancy acid. It's actually not that. It's this fancy acid, for which we need a number of things. We need a bunch of water. We need the fluoride, which we're going to bring in on a train. We end up with the acid that we want, but also a decent amount of acidic water. And here is a place that has a lot of acid, B, a place that is kind of already processing acidic water, and C, is a lot of build space where we can put new things. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to want to, I guess do we break this off the grid as well? Maybe. I kind of want to, because we can Stokes module this, and we probably want to Stokes module this so we're getting all of the fluoride out. Yeah, so we're making good use of the fluoride. But how do we... These are all with regular beacons as well. Sure, whatever. Which is still going to work, isn't it? Because we can do a pattern that's something like... if we... These ones had a thing down the middle and then going underground in that way, which we could also do. We could do a thing that's very similar to, like, this pattern. Which will go... Do I want it... Which grid do I want this in? I think I want it in this grid, because then we can pump this acid here this way. And then also pump... And then also just expand our acidic water processing. Like so. Yeah, we don't have all the modules for this here. We don't have all the beacons in this grid, but this is a pretty easy way to make to make all of that better / worse, except that when the sulfuric acid fills up... Okay, so we actually want to... Which one is this? This is pumping in the acid gas, so we can... Because at the moment, the problem I'm thinking about is... Is that actually a problem at all? I don't think it is. Yeah, so we don't do that there. We solve this problem here. Yeah, so now we've got... But this means we're not leveraging... Yeah, no, we're going to solve it the other way. Because the question was, when we're getting extra acidic water out of the acid build we're going to do over here, how do we make sure there's space for this acidic water when this acidic water tank is full? And I think the thing we do about that is, like, I was considering giving this fluorite its dedicated acidic water processing, but I think what we do instead is we take... what's too far? You guys are too far. This will connect, this will connect. We only actually pump acidic gas into this system when we have less than, say, where's my acid? I don't know, 400,000? 40,000, 400,000. So this pump is not going to run, which means we are not going to let the acid gas out of this build, and this build is now... This pump here is going to kind of control this entire build, although we're still going to get gas in, we're still going to get acid in via the other processes, but the main thing is to make sure that we're not making... Wait, is this one controlled by a pump? This one should also be controlled by a similar pump. Where can you move? You can't really move to the side. Can you move to the side? Can you move to the side? Yes. Okay, so now this circuit also wants to go through... Yeah, so now both of the things that are leading to acidic water being in this pipe are going to check that they've actually got space to put things in this tank. Is that then we need to make sure that this is working hard. Yeah, does not strike me as a good solution. What do we have? I don't want to do this with my bots. Let's get that out of there, because this is the only train station that we care about. Yeah, this is the only train. The trains that go to this train station no longer need fuel. So, we're also pumping water out this way. But the thing is, this build here, of which I thought... I guess it's also in a storage chest. It should be... Okay, in that case I have... no, I know where it went. The bots decided to put it back. Yeah, the bots decided to use one of these other chem plants for this thing we were building. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, we want... Wait, these guys need the lithium as well, don't they? I think that's fine. I think I was still planning on using basically this pattern, and we can throw it, say, here. Which of these? Yeah, and then this thing goes like so, and then we can have the water in here. We can do... we do actually need... The rate at which this thing makes this hydrofluoric acid is 5 a second. We do actually need to be doing this with a stack and soda thing. In which case, I mean, this is also probably more than we need, but also whatever. So we can do a double thing here and a request chest and inserters that I don't have. Probably we've got a stack inserter somewhere. Like so. This thing can request... Does this mean we are breaking... I guess it means we're breaking this section off the grid. It also wouldn't be too hard to just pump all the fluids over here and do it in a different place. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to move all of this... I mean, we're moving all this a couple of times anyway. It's probably fine. This thing wants to be a request for... Where is this fluorite that we don't have yet, but we will. Thing, stack inserter. Yeah, and then... because doing it like this means we can still have beacons here, and I have not thought about how much it makes or how much we need, and I basically don't plan on thinking about how much it makes or how much we need. We're just gonna smash in a whole bunch of stuff and not worry about it. So if those go there, then we've got beacon coverage that's pretty good. We need to bring a bunch of things they need for the build, which I think means, because the thing I was trying to figure out is, like, where is the station that requests the fluorite? And the station that requests the fluorite is going to be here. And then I guess this means we are doing the same kind of... Were there four? Yeah, there were 4 wagons, weren't there? We're doing the same kind of Logibot support thing, which is fine, which means we also need to be doing this. And a thing I discovered recently, like, I think elsewhere, in a lot of other places, there are not these ones. Oh yeah, I think the coal one. Yeah, this... Actually, we can just wander over there and demonstrate this thing. A thing I only discovered recently, which is super interesting, is I don't actually need all of these arithmetic combinators to be doing the summation. Like, this thing here exists to sum coal, but the thing is, if we just... Let's put it through the poll so we can also look at it. The act of connecting these things with circuits automatically sums over all chests. It's just like, it's like a logistics. It's like the bot logistics stuff. It looks at all stuff that's in all chests. So I don't actually need the arithmetic combinator at all to check whether or not the things in the chests are less than some limit. If I wanted to sum different kinds of things, or do anything more complicated, or like check multiple kinds of things or stuff like that, then yes, I would need to do that. But it turns out, and also, this is incredibly silly because we don't want... There will hardly ever be anything in those chests. That would go terribly badly. What we want to do is connect this to a roboport, so that we can check whether or not there is, I don't know, 4,000 fluorite in the logistics system, and then we can also, yeah, so now we can bring trains in, we can eject the fluorite from where we collect it. This also means we need Logibots here. Do I have, I should have storage chests. Okay, there's not a storage chest super close by that I can queue, but there are going to be storage chests. That's not bot supplied either. Here there are going to be storage chests that I can queue. We just have to find... over here. Yep. Okay, cool. So we can have a variety of storage chests, which are going to be places, we're not going to need that many, places where the bots can put the fluorite. We are going to bring in the fluorite. We also need a place that we can, and I guess we can have one here. Let's put it over here for no particular reason. And that station can be the, where have we... not that one. This is going to be the fancy asset station. But also, yeah, this has got the old... It's got the old tank setup, and I would rather have the 4 tank setup like so. Those poles are overlapping, and those are connecting to... Yeah, and so... we need to connect... Actually, this is the one that should go further. And then... No, that's the acidic water. That one is the one that should not go further. This one is the one that we're going to need to get basically like so. And then... are we just gonna... I think we do. I think there are also, you know, no downsides to this. We just tack this in everywhere, and then this one wants to line up with the acidic water, which we're going to pump into a different system. And now this pair of things, yeah, this pair of things is what we just line up in all places, kind of. We've got to do that. Yeah, so now we've got, but not that one. So we've got, we need to bring this build some stuff. We need to bring in, we need to pipe over water. We need to pipe over acid. We need to get this fluoride train in. But then we will have, yeah, let's also avoid the situation of a train turning up here before we've actually got the stuff built. Greater than one, actually we're going to go, yeah, 200. 200,000. Because the other thing I want to do, because this train station is a little bit further away from the other things that will be using it, is we're going to put the stuff on the big fancy fuelless trains if I can actually reach where the things need to go. Can bots put that there for me? Yes, they can. And it connects. It's fine. Yeah, so this is have fancy acid. So let's go and find that other train. Music seems quiet today. Not sure why. This train here. This is your schedule. You don't need a refueling thing. You can just go full to empty once we actually start putting this stuff in here. Yeah, is that where we're gonna leave it today? I think that might be where we leave things today, because there's just like some patching of stuff to do here. We gotta bring some logic bolts. We gotta break some networks, all of that kind of stuff. Let's check in on number one, how this is going, and it's fine. We are in fact making all the stuff we need, which is good. Let's check in on the red chip buffer of the blue chips, and they are fine, and we are making a bunch of blue chips, which is important. Let's check in on the red chips that we built, and we are buffering. It looks like red chips are building up now, which is good. We used to be short on red chips. We are no longer short on red chips, so that's nice. Let's check in on, what was the other? Yeah, I was going to check the beacons and stuff like that. You guys should be fine for red chips now. So the red chips situation should be handled. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't need to check this. It's still just, yeah, it's just fine. We're now producing a ton of red chips. Red chips is a problem that is solved. I think this is, yeah, there's some more pipe spaghetti to do here. There's breaking the roboports. There's that kind of stuff. There's these other trains to set up because, yeah, where is this train? It's not that train. It's this train. You want to be on manual and go from have fluoride to please fluoride. This is full to empty. And we don't want that to run yet because it's still on the other grid, and it will, like, yeah, mess up all of these bots and do these things. But we'll come back with this done, with this new fancy acid place also just going super hard, because this is a lot of fancy acid. I think we are going to maybe have to rebuild some of this acid process as well. But I think that's... yeah, I think these pipes in this plan is going to be everything we need to do to get a lot of new acid. And then I think we are going to be in the position of having expanded everything we need to. I just wanted to check the yellow science situation, because that's the thing that we are still short of, even though we are... yeah, the yellow science, all these requests are the same size, but we are short on yellow science. So does that mean that yellow science is item ingredient shortage? It is short of neodymium? Interesting. So maybe that's the next thing we need to boost, just to make sure that, yeah, whereas, actually 10 hours is probably the thing I wanted. Not red chips, I wanted to look at purple and yellow science. To basically see, are we at, we're at 1 point... Yeah, where sometimes, when chemical science is doing a thing, it's hitting 1.5 thousand. Most of the time, we have the capacity to be making more, and this is mostly just the lab speed we're being capped by. Where is... Yellow science is... Okay, so yellow science, when we've got the stuff, it will hit 1.5k. And then... Purple science, I guess, has been full or something. Part of this is that... Yeah, this is... When these chests are full, and they are currently not full, or at least when these things are full, the science kind of cuts out. But we are at least cranking along at like a bit more than 1,000 science per minute, which is nice. But I think the thing we're going to do next time is start to look at, like, we'll come back with all of this fancy acid thing done, and then we'll actually go and get to build a new thing. We will claim that the base has everything it needs to get everything running at the previous speed, and we want to start building these things, because I think we're going to need a lot of them. And why are these difficult? PCBs, what's in a PCB? 5 processing units. Okay, that's why these things are going to be difficult, because this thing that needs a PCB it actually needs 5 blue chips. Then what are these things used for? Isn't there the matter charger? Yes, and then there was something else about, yeah, the crushed exotic matter, which is why we are buffering all of the deep space ore in the main base, and then the exotic matter stabilizers, of which we need a lot. Don't take the HCBs. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, there was other science tech stuff that needed. Where was it this one? Yes, the deep data. The deep data that gets turned into a variety. Like, we need deep data in bulk goings forwards, which needs 20 HCB circuits, which means it's 100 blue chips. We're going to have to do some productivity stuff. So yeah, we're going to need a lot of these HCB circuits. We're going to need a lot of blue chips. Good thing we've now got a lot of red chips. But we've also got like another 1.5 million science to kick through to just be expanding the things we need to be making deep data in bulk. So yeah, that's kind of what we did today. We got more red chips. We got a plan for more fancy acid. We're starting to use these big trains. Bots are complaining about not having things. Yeah, progress. Things are fine. Advancement.